Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie show. Tonight is episode, I believe, 26 of our fabulous run that we've had. So many of you know we started this to really improve softball and just try to continue to promote the game. So one of the main things that Donnie and I love about the game is just as we continue to improve and continue to watch and just bring on guests that obviously promote the game. One of our guests tonight, Timmy Koronkowski, should be pretty entertaining, to say the least. I know that he has a lot of cool things to say, and I think there's going to be a lot of cool segments well tonight. So let's get started. I'm going to bring Donnie on the show. Donnie, my man, how are you?
What's up?
What's the word?
What's the word? Bird's the word, my friend. How are you doing?
I have no complaints. I'm doing well, my man.
You never seem to have complaints.
No, I never do. It's every day I wake up, we're good. It's a good day.
Right. I appreciate everybody reaching out about the engagement. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I wanted to say congratulations. I know you sent me a picture yesterday with your now fiance.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. It looks like it was a picture right after it happened, so that was pretty awesome.
That was the first picture I think that was taken right after. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. So I was, to say the least, I was shocked. So
Yeah,
I
me
knew
too.
it was coming because we talked about it, but I didn't know that yesterday was the actual date. So once again, congrats.
We planned it out. We did it out in the city by Wrigley Field, which was awesome. We had some tacos and brought the whole fam out, and everyone was there. So it was a really cool moment. And she said, "Yeah." So there's a win. Where's your hat?
Hold on, I've got it right here, my man. There it is.
Yeah.
Hey, but here's the thing. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. You need to wear a hex hat. You guys lost the 7-inning game. Where's your hex hat?
The rules were whoever wins the game.
Problem is, this thing's like a little kid's hat.
Yeah.
So
it
doesn't fit my big ass head. But either way, all is well. So
awesome. It was a fun game, good time. The umpire was good. I don't know. I know he's been out a little bit, but I never met him before. He told me he runs his own podcast, and he was giving me like tips and stuff for our podcast. He was cool. So
yeah,
fun.
Danny's been around. So.
Yeah, Danny, right? That.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's been around the game. He's definitely been a part of softball for probably 40 plus years. So it's really good to see him.
It's good to see you in that hat.
It is. It's very uncomfortable, though. I ain't gonna lie.
We won the 9-inning game.
Yes, you did. You did.
But you guys won the 7-inning game. But it was fun. It was nice to get reps and swing and get a couple hits off you. So that was cool.
Yeah, you did. You got a couple hits that night. You absolutely did.
I think your first inning, I think you got a hit off me because you tried to cut and you missed. And then what'd you do?
I think I got a hit.
I think you did.
Cut left field.
I think everyone in the first inning got a hit.
I think it was like 8-0 after the first inning.
I think you guys scored 6 runs in the first.
Something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. It's a good time. Team looks good.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for the year, as well as you should be. So I think it's going to be a fun year all around.
Yeah.
I mean, softball will be open. It'll be wide open this year, as it has been for the past couple years. So that's always a good thing about the game.
Let me ask you a quick question. Now that you've picked up a couple new guys, it's kind of a different Hex team than it has been the last couple seasons. Who are you most excited to play with?
Well, I've played with Mark before, Holstein, but to be on a full team with him for the full year, I think it'll be awesome. But one of the guys that I'm kind of excited to play with, though, is Jack Doss, just because, Jack Doss is a young guy. I think some of the veterans on our team can help him tremendously throughout the year. I don't think he's played with veterans that can help him not only offensively but also defensively. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be a guy for us that we're going to move around and we're going to spot him here and there. And, he's going to add tremendous value to our team. So, and he's young. He's got a lot to learn, but he's got a ton of upside. And, I'm always excited to play with some of the younger guys that bring some young blood to the team,
Yeah, coming over from almost like a totally different world last
Yeah.
year, playing shooters and not really playing a whole lot with that team, and then going to you guys. You guys play in every tournament and twice a week, so
Right.
it's a nice adjustment.
I mean, obviously, I'm thrilled about all of our pickups. Robbie, obviously, I've played with Robbie a ton, so I know how Robbie is, and I love just the competitiveness out of him. Eric from, who's coming over from Dynasty.
Yeah.
Same thing with him. I've played with him in some pickup tournaments and things like that, but I've never played a full season with him yet, so I'm thrilled about that as well.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, all the guys are it was a great year for us, and I think we've improved, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I know we lost some big people too, but at the same time, I mean, just like you guys, new blood. And I'm going to flip that question around on you. So, who are you most excited to play for with Signature?
So it's different for me because it's a whole new group of guys. I mean,
Right.
it's to pick one because there's literally I'm playing with 12 new people.
Right.
It's cool to be out there with, honestly, it's gonna sound stupid, but like I look forward to all of them, but like Spencer's awesome. I like Scar and the Menizzes are great. Danny Marson coming over too is exciting. Brian Haas, the guy that I've played with in the fall. I can name the whole team, to be honest with you.
Right.
Greg Fleming in left field is new for me. I've never met him before until this year, but like everybody, Ty McCullough, I can name the whole team. Q and I are gonna be pitching, and Alan Mills. I literally just named the whole roster, except for Chris Pakulis, who nobody likes.
Yeah, no, he's just a pilot.
He'll beat the crap out of me.
He sent me a picture today. He was literally flying his airplane over the dome out in Shorewood. Yeah, and he sent me like an aerial photo of it from like the airplane level, which was pretty awesome. So,
yeah.
Brian, I just want to throw this out there. Brian Sloan says, "Congrats to Donnie."
There you go. What did
Does the lucky lady know her previously married to the game? So that's pretty funny. I think as I mentioned to you yesterday, you got to let her know now. I mean that you're a softball guy through and through. So
I'm still locked in.
Yes, you are. Before we get Timmy on the line, or before we get Timmy on the show, I know there's a lot of exciting things that I want to talk about with Timmy tonight. I know a lot of people out there know who Timmy Koronkowski is. He obviously plays for Circus. He's been playing shortstop and short center for them over the last couple of years, and has been probably a mainstay on their team. So, I've had the privilege to play with him back when we were in OBI, when we won the Forest Park tournament as well. Played with him, obviously throughout our younger days as well with the Rats and some other things with Team Jagoff and things like that as well. So I know he's going to have a lot of open opinions, which is what I love. We are going to do a new segment tonight, which I don't even know if he knows or not, but we're going to call it Rapid Fire. I'm going to just name out 10 guys, and he's going to tell me what he thinks about those 10 guys, because I know Timmy will be pumped about that. So, yeah, so it should be entertaining. And I know you got questions for him as well. Yeah. So
I also wanted to, Jimmy, bring up really quick, after Timmy, we're going to have someone come on from the audience. We have Joey. Joey's coming on, right, to talk about his business.
Yeah.
And actually, I have a rumor mill tonight.
Oh, okay. So that's awesome. So
I've got some things.
Quite a ton of stuff on the agenda, which is awesome to see. So right now, we're going to go ahead and bring Mr. Timmy Koronkowski on the show. All right. So let's get him on. I just sent it. It's going to be adding him here shortly. So he's probably, what do you think he's in? A bathing suit?
He's definitely wearing his free Donnie shirt.
Oh, there he is. He's got it. What a moist. He went with a moist shirt. Oh.
Yeah, what's up?
Did you go get a haircut for today or what? Look at him.
Yeah. Look at you two. Last week, Duff's on here. You guys look like fucking movie stars. Today, I'm like a...
Hey, we go to our audience.
Yeah, you're trying to get a sponsor for the show.
Yeah.
He's right. That's a good point. Yeah.
He ain't lying, is he, Donnie?
Yeah, he's not. He's spot on. Did you go to El Mago today, Timmy?
Fuck no, I can't afford that.
Look at he's got his pencil out like he's ready, like he's been doing homework for the last 10
I
hours.
was helping Eli do homework.
Oh God.
I'm struggling with 5th grade math.
Is homework too hard?
Oh, fuck, dude. He had CCD tonight.
Oh, okay.
Dude, hey, man, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Ooh.
What the fuck?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Why? What did I do?
Engaged?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You're
It's
with
awesome.
Signature now. You're with Signature now, man. She better understand you're going to be playing some Saturday nights and Sundays.
It's funny,
You
like
ain't gonna...
half the texts were like congrats, and the other half were like, "What are you thinking?"
You know what though? That we've all went down that road before. We've all slid down that slide. So
just
Donnie,
remember, man, don't have a kid until you at least got $1 million in the bank.
Cool. I guess I will never have a kid.
It might be more by that.
you ain't lying on that.
What's up?
So Timmy, why don't we kind of get into some stuff really quick? Tell us about this circus team and your thought process for the coming up season. What's your excitement on it?
I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna be very good. I mean, the plan is to get better every year, right? Picked up 2 good players and see how it goes. Hopefully Burke's still alive.
What about Alonji and Sherwin, your pickups? How does that add value? Where do they help you guys out?
Well, Alonji could play anywhere in the infield. As you know, we're always kind of short. He's, could play anywhere. I think he pitches too. And Sherwin's an outfielder. With Chippy, you never know,
Yeah.
he's coming or not. At least now we got a guy who's going to be there all the time.
Yeah.
So, and then if Chippy comes too, he plays other spots. So I think and Chad too. Chad's coming back. Hopefully his arm's good. So it's almost like we're picking up 3 players.
That's nice.
So,
are you going to be playing a lot of shortstop still?
These days, man, I don't care where I play. Back in the day, it was stupid. I was shortstop or nothing, but now
you're not on the Chipotle diet anymore, are you?
No. I'm on Jersey Mike's now.
Oh, okay. I know the Chipotle diet was going hard and heavy for about a year. I think what you lose about 15 pounds on the Chipotle diet.
Yeah, I switched to brown rice.
Is that the secret?
Yeah.
Black beans and brown rice.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man, I got to admit, I'm pretty disappointed, man. I thought I was going to get nice hairdos again and everything. I got fucking 2 slobs.
My hair's combed for you.
Tim, I had to wear this hat tonight, all right?
Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
See?
I was never on Signature. I was Windy City, so.
There you go. So since we're on the circus topic, and this is something that I always bring up every year about Forest Park, let's go through who the buys were, and I'm going to place where Circus is going to be next season. So who won Forest Park last season was
Flash.
They
beat 45s.
45s was 2.
High Y.
High Y was 3. Moneyline was 4. So who does Circus have the most success against? I know it ain't BTA, right? Or is it BTA? Because BTA will probably be somewhere in the 5, 6, 7 range.
I don't really feel comfortable talking about this till I talk to JD first.
Because I'm going to throw Circus right in about Moneyline's the 4 seed, so I'm going to throw Circus in at the 5. All right?
5, 6, whatever. I don't know. Whatever we're feeling around that time.
Yeah, whatever you're feeling.
Or whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
Who's ever at the games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see who's coming, what Chippy and Alonji's work schedules are like.
Right.
And then we'll
that's
see.
Donnie, that's a little joke I've been having with Timmy for a while now. So I had to make sure I hit that one hard.
Did that hit him where it hurts or what?
No. He loves it.
I had a question. I was at when you guys beat 45s twice, and you hit a homer in that second game.
Biggest homer in a tournament.
Was that one of the biggest homers of your softball career?
Um,
that you can remember?
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that's the biggest game you could play in, right? The
yeah,
if game of
exactly.
Forest Park. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And
No,
that one in a game that they didn't score a lot of runs in, and for you to hit a homer like that's pretty much won the game right there.
yeah,
All the
yeah.
momentum.
And I actually tried to get him the first time, but I got like a humpback, and I seen him kind of creeping. I said I'm gonna go for it again. But
Yeah,
he's hard to beat. He's pretty good, but
definitely.
it just happened.
Yeah, that was cool. I remember watching that. Like, man, that just maybe
I
won
want
this.
to be like that guy one day.
I was like, damn,
Yeah,
I want to have that guy on a talk show one day.
yeah.
Look at this. Look what I did. Timmy, why don't you do your new segment with Timmy?
yeah. So Tim, I don't know if I told you or not, but I think I did. I want to do a new segment with a guest every week, and this is going to be called Rapid Fire. So I'm going to name a guy, and you're going to tell me what you think of that individual.
Give me a call. Give me a second.
All
All
right.
right.
All right. And Marky Robinson, I know who just joined the show, is not one of them. All right.
Oh fuck.
But he might
Hey,
be. He
I
might make it.
well, how long do I got? If I only got like 10 minutes to talk about a
No,
person, he
you
needs
can.
20.
10
You
seconds.
can. You know
He
what?
needs 20.
Give me a sentence or two about each guy. If it's one word, then it's one word. But first thing that comes to mind about each guy. So I'm going to start at number 10. All right.
Uh-oh.
Artie Almazan, the coach of Circus.
I love that guy. He probably the most miserable human being I've ever met. I mean, if you know Jeff Dillman and Bubba Zedek, they're miserable people, but
Yeah, yeah.
he's more miserable with probably the
Oh,
best life of all of us.
100%. I love it. I love it. All right. All right. I know this one's true to your heart. Sister Jean from Loyola.
Oh, fuck her, dude. I hate that. I, she's I I wish my grandma was alive. I'd have her beat her ass. That Loyola basketball team was so good. They did so many things, but you can't remember anybody's name because
Nope.
she stole all the clout.
Yeah.
Right.
All the clout from that fucking team.
And she's still living, 105 or whatever she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Next one, Kevin Duff.
I love Kevin, man. I love him. He's the coolest nerd around. He we were remember when he used to have that under 27
Yeah,
all
tournament.
stars, yeah.
Yeah, in Mount
And I was
Prospect.
playing with the outsiders, man. He,
Mhm.
not a lot of people wanted to pick me up, and he persuaded Sal and all them to pick me up, and
Yeah,
Taunchy and everybody was against it, but it ended up working out pretty well.
yeah.
I love Kevin.
All right, this is our fall ball pitcher, William Russ.
I, he's better than both of you at pitching. That's for sure.
Hey, that ain't saying much, all right?
Yeah, I would vouch for that.
I don't think Flash has any of their success without him.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he makes all the right. Yeah,
he could drink a
Gibbs
cooler
gets all
too.
the credit, but Williams the man behind that one.
Oh yeah, he could drink a cooler with the best of them. That's for sure.
He loves free beer and cold beer with.
All right, this one you might fall off your seat for this one. Little Mickey.
Oh,
Mickey Balestri.
I can hear that guy 2 miles away. You remember we were in Melrose Park when he got hit with the ball? It was the foul ball and he got hit with it. I was the only guy in the world that thought that was the right call. Just because it was him.
Oh yeah, the only guy in the world. Half my team got thrown out on the call.
Then he throws the beer at him and he gets it all over his own spike.
Yeah, you know what? Mickey's one of a kind. Love that man.
He was
Johnny
the only
Ryan.
fan at your tournament. He's the only fan at your tournament. He said he wasn't drinking, but he walked in with 2 whoppers.
All right, number 5, Johnny Ryan.
OBI, Johnny Ryan?
Yeah, OBI, Johnny Ryan. I mean, we had one of the greatest nights in the history of Park, but
I got like a love-hate relationship with that guy, but there isn't a pitcher in the game with bigger balls than him. I mean, he is not going to give in to you, man. He will. I mean, he will walk you before you get something you want. I like playing with him.
Check. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. Check on that one. Oh, this one's a good one. Pat Caputo, number 4.
Oh, I love Patty. It's unfortunate what he's going through. I love Patty. You know, I wish I was a little more mature when I played with him, or for him, I should say. But I love that guy.
Yep. So really quick, before we get to the top 3, Donnie, why don't you, we just see a bunch of people jumping on. I know Kevin Duff, whose name was just mentioned, is one of the biggest nerds in softball from Timmy. But he loves the Duff. Don't worry about that.
Foolish nerds.
Yeah, foolish nerds. So why don't you go ahead and say hello to some people in the chat.
Chris Johnson says Shooter Nation. Kevin Duff, Jose Marquez, Chris Sieben is rocking OBI in the comments. Randy Nelson, Willie Deere. George Morales says, nice lineup, Timmy. William Russ is watching. Kevin Nora jumped on. Sam Rogers. Joel asked me how high my hair can get. Mark Manizzi jumped on, and Kevin Duff says, Nerd Nation.
Yep. So,
Steven, normally I get a stupid cat Snapchat in the mornings from Steven, but today I got some guy parking his car.
Oh. Steven did not make my list, but
good.
Steven's a great name for you. Before we get to the top 3 of the list, Chris Steven, I'm gonna mention that name. Tell me what you think of Chris Steven.
You know, I seen a list today. It was like best short centers on some, there's a million Facebook. I don't know how he's not on it.
Yeah.
He's one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Can't hit for shit, but he's one of the best.
He won Forest Park single-handedly catching that line drive for us.
Oh, yeah, that was Kenny All-Star called that one.
Oh, yeah. You ain't lying. All right, let's get to the top 3. So, number 3, our boy Gio.
You knew it was coming.
I love Gio. I love Gio. I just think that maybe I don't know his side or whatever, but I think he just needs to get over some shit already.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, guy's engaged now. He's making big moves. He's just time to be his friend again, Gio.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you.
He bought a ring with the money, dude. It wasn't like he was working for nothing.
It went right to the engagement fund.
Yeah, right to the jewel, the quarter
He
jewel.
took the Forest Park money and bought a ring. Oh, that's good. I'm crying over here. That's good.
That's true.
All right, number 2, our boy Drew from Chuck's. What do you think about Drew?
I love Drew. Drew's smart. Drew gets the best out of me because when I stay at his house, he's got the biggest collection of second place trophies I've ever seen. He must sleep what his first place was. So then you look around and you go, fuck, man, I got to play my ass off for this guy. I got to get him a first place trophy.
Like
they don't stop. They're everywhere. He's second place, third place.
He might be related to Bobby Ronald. Bobby Ronald's got a lot of second places.
Oh, no, man. I hope he's not related to Bobby Ronald.
All right. Well, and number 1, I saved him for last, all right? Mr. JD himself, John Doss.
I love that guy too, man. We had probably the best run in the world on the message board. And he's got you all fooled. That's all I'm going to say about it. He's got you all fooled.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
He is the nicest, most undercover jagoff I've ever met.
Jagoff for sure.
It's probably the way we've been friends since the Outsiders.
So
great. Hey, I love him. He's a good guy, though. Great guy.
What did you think of my top 10 list? Did you like it? Does that fit you?
I loved it. I loved it. I'm just glad you didn't ask me about a couple other people.
Who might that be, Tim?
Nah, I'm not. We'll do part 2. Part 2, we'll do that one.
Yeah, for sure. Part 2 of the rapid fire with Timmy Koronkowski. It might be a new episode. Who knows? It might be a new segment on the show. So, but
Timmy, if you could give Jimmy a rapid fire of 3 people in softball, who would it be?
Chuck Wigington.
I knew they was gonna go there. Chucky, what? I would say one of the most funny storytelling mother effers ever in my life. He is incredible, and we do have a lot of fun together. We had a lot of fun together, and I know we're in the family stage with the kids, but he's an incredible dude and one of the most best storytellers there is in probably the game.
Yeah. Dave Tenza.
The most belligerent piece of crap you've ever met, but you know what? Tenza is always one good thing about Tenza. He was always there and always stuck up for his guys. I could always say that. And he did anything to win a softball game, known to man. There wasn't anything that guy didn't think of to win a softball game, and he loved it and literally bled it every single day.
And the last one I would say, Donnie Rollins, pre-engaged Donnie Rollins.
Oh,
That's a bad man.
Before he lost his pants, I would say. Yeah, I would say Donnie Rollins is probably learning the game of softball, but I do love you, Donnie. We do love you.
Thank
One
you.
of the main reasons why we did this show together, so it's incredible.
Right. Because I'm very level-headed and you're not.
Well, hey, you got to balance us out. That's how it works.
Right. Yeah,
right?
That's a good balance there.
So,
thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was pretty good. See. So Donnie, what questions you have for Mr. Timmy?
You know, you were talking about that Big Ball Association page, looking at the shortstop list. Of course, you're on there. Who do you kind of? I know you've played a long time. Who do you think is one of the best players at that shortstop position that you've seen or have played with or played against? Who do you kind of tip your hat to when you're out there?
I I guess all the top shorts. I mean, all the top shorts that's on a good team, they're pretty good. I mean, there's a lot. There was I used to. I don't even know him, but I used to always look at him, and I thought he had a really good game, and try to mimic my game a little bit off him. Was I don't even know his name. It was the kid from Iron. He was a shortstop. No, Tony.
Oh,
He was out there. He was out there.
Oh, you're talking about Tony Dusek.
Yeah,
Tony Dusek, yeah.
Yeah. Kid was, I thought that kid was really good. And
Tony was
liked
a really
him.
good player.
Of course, Nate's good and Iggy's good and Pops is sometimes good.
Tony
Dusek,
he played with us
the
this
kid
year.
from the Shooters pretty good.
Yeah, Keenan.
He's pretty good.
Spencer's pretty good.
Your the signature guy's pretty good.
Yeah,
there's a lot of good shortstops in the game.
Yeah, Tony Dusek played with us this year. It was the first time I got a chance to play with him, but he played with us in A Nationals with a glove. And
who's that?
Tony Dusek, who you're talking about. He was just automatically awesome.
Yeah, he was a lot better. Like I said, I never even had a conversation with the guy, but I would see him. I would see him all the time. I would see him, and I always think, man, I wonder how come these bigger teams didn't pick him up. But I don't know. I guess he never wanted to go there, or whatever. But there's a lot of good. There's a lot of good players right now.
Mm-hmm. Do you think football is better now or better a couple, maybe 5 years ago?
Do I think softball's better now?
In terms of, like, I know commitment's probably a little bit worse now, but we're talking maybe overall talent-wise. What do you like better?
The commitment's worse. That's for sure. But, I mean, it's still from 5 years ago. A lot of the players are still the same.
Okay.
I mean, most of the players are still the same, especially on the major level. I mean, a lot of times just one or two players usually come up to each team from the A teams.
Yep.
But I think it's the same. I think it's a lot different than a while ago, but it's the same 5 years ago.
That's fair.
I'm just going to jump in really quick here. John Doss, obviously Kelly, Rich Acevis joined this feed. Nate, the gentleman that works with us at GoPro. Donnie, you know who that is. Our guy Nate, he joined. I'll share a funny story about Nate on his Snapchats. He does some incredible Snapchats, but we'll share that later. Chris Johnson just said he's been in Florida for 7 years. It was really good back then. So obviously talking about commitment. To your point, Tim, I mean, commitment was a lot better, I feel, back then than it is now, especially for tournaments. I feel even now guys miss tournaments. Back then, you would never miss a tournament. Shit, you wouldn't miss a league play when you first started in your early 20s.
No, even when I was on Windy City, Cell had like an answer machine. There was no text during the day. There was nothing. You called to see what we were wearing, and well, for the week he'd put it on there, and we
Right.
had 15 guys every game. It's not like that anymore.
No. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad in some ways, but I hope, some of the major guys really step up their game and start showing commitment. That's one of the main ways to grow the game, as Donnie and I always talk about. You got to show commitment. I know, Timmy, you make a ton of sacrifices to show up. I know that. I know that personally because I know your life, and I do the same stuff with everything that we have going on. So if you and I can do it, there's no reason why other people can't follow the
Yeah,
lead and be there.
on game day, my planning starts at about 8 a.m.
Yep.
Who's going to pick up the kid from here? Who's going to bring him here? Who's
Right.
just for me to get to a game, and then that's why I think I'm so nuts at the game.
Well,
I get there, and then the last thing you want to do is fuck around,
Right. You're taking time away from your family to show up, and you expect guys to play at that level to compete. I mean, there's nothing against that, and that's why some people who don't have kids and things like that and families don't really understand that until you actually have it. Have a family, which I get it, because when we were younger, we didn't understand it. I mean, I know we were class X. I know we've been called class X before, but
and that's the good thing. That's the good thing about circus too. 2 years ago we were kind of like it. We were just kind of like, all right, we either got to fold this team or everybody's got to step up a little bit. One league, and now circus is kind of all on the same page. Hey, it's 2 games a week. It's 4 tournaments. Let's put it together. Let's do it. We got a good enough team to be in a Sunday night every tournament, and we know the weekends. Every day of the year. We know what tournaments what. So.
So, Donnie, do you have any more questions for our man Timmy?
Yeah, I asked Kevin Duff the same question. Actually, he gave me a pretty cool answer on the show. So you've won No Gloves, you've won a lot of tournaments, played with some really good teams. What still motivates you to play? What else are you looking forward to when you play, and why are you still out there?
It's a lot of it's all I know. I mean, I've been doing this since 16. I don't really have many other hobbies other than work and family and just that 45 minutes of she might still be up, but my wife's not bitching, my kids aren't running around, you know what I mean? And I hope to play with my son actually I hope to play with both my sons one day.
Yep. That's awesome. That's a similar answer that Kevin
That's
gave.
why I'm looking into programs, weight program. I got to start losing some weight so I can play with them.
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
The Chipotle diet, maybe it's got to come back.
Well, yeah, I would say probably playing with my son. I honestly think, man, I might shed a tear that first pitch. Playing out there with my son. There'd be something. There would really be something.
I think we talked about this last week with Duff, and I feel like this show is now becoming the circus show, but that's okay. We talked about playing with our kids and the amount of kids that we have around the same age. I know Eli's a little older than maybe some of our kids, but there's no reason why in 15 years we can't have a Rats team with our kids. And you know what? The guys that could still somewhat play, get out there with their family. I think that'd be incredible, to do something like that. I mean, we have, Josh and you and me and, Clem's got 2 kids. Petrus has 2 kids. So we can literally bring back, Danny Greco has 2 kids. So we can bring back, Nick McKenney's got his son. I mean, there's a lot of the rat guys that, basically can bring their kids out. I think it'd be incredible for us to do that.
Yeah. And we can have Artie coach it.
Hey, I mean, I think it was an inside joke with Artie, but for, I want to say, like 5 years in a row, he never lost on Thursday or Friday in Forest Park.
Yeah, I don't know. He beat us. He beat us the year of Windy City.
with the Rats.
Yeah.
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 And Chippy and Kenny in that game, their two best players, didn't have a hit. And they still
Oh no.
It was crazy. I remember watching the game. I'm like, oh my God, like if these guys, and then they hit the shed while Scotty Toothpick had an unbelievable game that day.
Yeah, I remember it was like those few years on Windy City, we didn't lose a lot of games. I mean, we didn't lose a lot of games at all, and it was just kind of like one of those games. All right, second inning, third inning, all right, fourth inning, all right, oh shit, it's the sixth inning, and then before you know it, we lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I think we still made it all the way back to the Final Four.
I think you did.
I
I think
believe, yeah.
you guys made a run.
Yeah.
Yeah. But interesting. So Donnie, any more questions for our man Timmy? I know I have to ask you, Tim. It's just something that we do on the show. We got to ask every guest that we have our question. Tell me something that in the game right now that you would change to make the game better, or just something in general that you feel we could start doing to improve softball.
You know, I as far as the game, the actual softball game, I think it's pretty good. I mean, as I get older, I like to see the bases come in maybe to 55 or something. But I think the game, the rules and how it's played and everything's, I think it's perfect. The one thing that really, I think what people need to stop wearing these short fucking shorts, man. It drives me insane. I mean, when I walk up to the plate, I already got something in my mind of what I'm going to do. And I look to left and I look left. I think I'm going to cut. I look left and I see Pish in his underwear. Or you know what I mean? Or not too many guys on our team do it because I go nuts, but I can't stand it. We need to fix it.
The next time I pitch against you, I'm pulling the shorts up to the chest. That's gonna be.
It drives me nuts, man. It drives me nuts.
It was, we had a lot of fun last Sunday at Lawler's, and you and I did a quick little video outside. And that was in the video, which is entertaining, which is awesome. So I had so many people message me on Facebook or text me about the video. What were you two doing on a Sunday at Lawler's?
You guys all left me, man. I stood there till like 1:00 in the morning, man. There was I don't know how I hit Taco Bell, man. There was sour cream on my rear view mirror. There was lettuce all over the back seat.
Jeez.
And Monday was a struggle, and then dealing with a 1-year-old all day.
Jesus, that's terrible.
I offered my wife $1,000 to call in sick.
Honey, just take it out of the account. You go do what you want. I don't care.
Oh, come on, let's make a deal.
Jesus. So, do you have any questions about Donnie and I?
Why'd you get engaged again?
It's love, brother. That's all it is. And
love.
That's it.
I got questions for Jimmy, but I don't think we could talk about it on here.
Text it in the group.
I'll remember the rest of my life that after party after we won it at OVI. That was insane. I remember I didn't put a shirt on until like 5:00 the next day when I was walking in on 35th and Western on Nicky's to get a gear roll. They told me I had to put a shirt on.
Dude, that
was fun. That was real fun.
Oh God, it was a blast. What's forgotten about is we went to McGaffer's before that.
Well, yeah, we went there and then.
Yeah, we ordered trays of Fireballs.
Yeah. I got in a fist fight at your bar with the revolving door.
I know.
Yeah.
The kitchen door messed you up. So Donnie, I got to share this before I let Timmy go.
Okay.
We get to Magoo's and the shutters close, and I mean it wasn't even 5 minutes, and him and Chuck are behind the bar with their shirts off, bartended. And a couple hours go by, I look over, and Timmy's fighting the kitchen door, like the revolving door. You hit the kitchen and the door like this, and the door would come back and he'd hit it again. And he was like amazed that the door would just constantly come back, like it's a kitchen commercial door. Like, Tim, you all right? He was in another world.
Yeah, I was all over the place. That was pretty fun. It was the year after I left Windy City. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, and then they were. I want to say they won. They won like Westchester, North South that year too. So they were the team to beat that year, and we beat them twice. That was fun.
I just remember the one guy in the corner that was
Yeah, he
just
didn't know what the fuck happened. He's like,
no.
"What? It's
I didn't know
Sunday
who he
night."
was.
Like, no, but he basically got a Forest Park championship with us.
he was entertained. I go, hey man, you want to leave? He goes, fuck no, I'm having the greatest time of my life. And we kept playing on the jukebox, baby.
Yeah, it
What
was
was
Stevens. The chick he was with
Baby
kept
I'm
playing
Gone
it.
or
Yeah,
Baby?
yeah.
Oh, we had to play that song 100 times, man. And every time we played it, Donnie, people were dancing like crazy, man.
Yeah, I think I got home about 6 a.m.
Baby I'm Good or something like that, right? Or Honey I'm
Yeah, I don't
Good.
know.
Honey I'm Good. Honey I'm
Yeah,
Good. That's what it was. Yep.
I don't think I've heard the song since.
No. It was popular then, though. We loved it, man.
Yeah.
So.
Unreal.
Johnny Ryan was hysterical too when he opened those shutters and the cops were there, and
Yo,
yeah. He goes, "Is Moretti here?" Yeah, he's here. You guys want to come? Remember what he said? He wanted to come in. Nah. The cop's like, no, we're good. I mean, I just appreciate it. Have a nice night. And it was 6 hours later. We didn't leave till the sun came up. So
yeah, that was fun night. That was a real
oh yeah,
fun night.
incredible, dude. So never forget it. But
Yeah,
all right, Tim.
we had a time. I had a time like that in Yuma one time. I got thrown out of about 4 bars in a 1 block radius.
Well,
I remember it was,
Yuma is the size of 1 block, so that's
yeah, but that was fun too. We went and got tattoos before we won it. That was Steve Messina's genius idea.
Steve Messina.
And I think you guys played with no gloves that year too. So
Oh yeah, both times we won it, we played with no gloves.
yeah. So
Yeah, that was fun. I wish that that it got to the point where it wasn't the same. Too many of the original guys left, so it was like,
right.
why keep doing this?
I
And then
understand.
you go out there. It's fun. It's great, but you got in June you got 50 guys. By the time it's time to go, you got 8, 9.
Yeah. Yeah. Completely understand. So
Yeah.
well, Tim, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for joining us. It's been by far the most I've laughed on this show. It's awesome.
For sure.
So
All right.
I appreciate
Well,
it, man.
yeah, and believe me, hey, when me and JD talk about our seating, you guys will reveal it on your show.
Oh, please, that'll be awesome.
We'll reveal it on your show.
I would appreciate that. That'd be incredible.
All right. I'll see you guys.
Man. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Dude.
So what do you think of our man, our Timmy, huh? Because I know you don't know him as well, obviously, as I know him, but
I've known him for a while, but man, just ecstatic.
It's hysterical, I know.
He's hilarious, honestly.
Yeah, oh yeah. So
people were saying that was like the most fun interview. Like the comments are blowing up. That was great. Timmy draws a crowd.
yeah, no, for sure. And it just his opinions, obviously he's been around the game, he knows the game, he understands the game, he gets it. So it's awesome, right? It's awesome to see, and I feel like Timmy and I have even become a little closer in the last 6 months to a year, just because we kids' birthdays and things like that. So every time I'm around him, all we do is laugh now. It's incredible.
That's awesome.
So
it's good to have those people around,
Yeah, absolutely. So we're at that segment now where we're going to bring a guest.
Okay, whoever is next has a huge pair of shoes to fill.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Because that was a good one.
Yes, it was.
A lot of comments, talking about Timmy and that Rumpelmans will do that to you.
Oh, yeah. That was Sunday night at Lawler's. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
So why don't we see who's out there? We have basically Jeremy Doherty's out there, Mark Menezes out there. So it's your pick tonight. You know what? Why don't we? Rich Rizzo's out there. I've seen him. I know he's on the show every week. Frank Simon's out there. JP's out there. Brian Haas is out there. Sherwin's out there. Well, obviously Joey Casa we're bringing on next for the business segment. So Donnie, why don't you?
I'm looking at some of the people here. What do you think, Jim? Who do you like?
I was thinking. I mean, since we're on the circus train this week and
Oh boy.
last week, I was thinking, or maybe
Actually,
maybe Brian Haas.
yeah, Brian's a good guy. I know he's an early bird though. He wakes up super early for work. So if he doesn't, that's his excuse. I was actually texting Jeremy Doherty today about softball. If he's on, he would be good to have. He's been around for a little while and is kind of involved in softball a little bit.
Well, I just sent an invite to Brian Haas because that
Okay,
was the name you mentioned. If he doesn't answer, then we'll
we'll just
send
try.
we'll send one to Jeremy. All right, I'm gonna send one now to Jeremy. We'll see if he's able to join. I know sometimes people are not prepared, so I understand.
Yeah,
Not the end of the world if they can't join. I
yeah.
totally get it. But this is part. It looks like he declined the invite.
Brian Haas. I'll make
Both of them actually, Jeremy and Brian.
Yeah, they're early birds. They go to bed early. Thanks, Roach. Appreciate you very much, dude.
Why don't we? I'm gonna try to bring Rich Rizzo on and see. Rich Rizzo played on many of the Crush teams in the old days. He's a gentleman from Florida. He's on our show every week. I know he always makes some comments and saying things.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give him an opportunity to join us and see what he has. We got a couple quick questions for him, as we always do. I know you probably won't know him, but we'll see if he can join.
You know I'm a talker, Jim. I can get away. I can get away with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, there you go. Brian Haas says he's headed to bed. So.
All right, I'll make fun of him in the group chat for it later.
Yep. So I just sent the invite to Rizzo. Let's see if he joins or he can jump on.
Sebin's in there. Jason Rojas is in here. Ram's in here.
Yep.
Joe Polito in here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We got Randy Nelson out there. Randy's been a part of softball, or Jack Heroin. He just left the 45s to go to Dynasty. He might be out there.
Jack who? Landwehr.
Landwehr. No, I don't see that.
Who? Oh, yeah, you're talking about. That's what you're talking about. That Landwehr just left the 45s to go to Dynasty. Who's on there?
I don't know who this. Hey, I'm gonna try Randy right now and see what's going on.
Someone just jumped in, Jim.
Oh, okay. I just sent it to Randy too, so we'll have two guests on the show. I don't know who just jumped in. We'll see. Is that Rich Rizzo?
Yes.
Hey, Mr. Rizzo, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I know you're a frequent watcher of the show, so
I love this show. It's fun.
we wanted to say thank you for coming on every week and following and watching us. We definitely appreciate the support, and as we continue to grow, not only the show but also the game, I think it's becoming more and more fun. So we want to say thank you, both Donnie and I.
For sure. Donnie, don't do it, man. I'm fucking with
You might want to turn the light on your show. We can't.
I was gonna say, you got to turn the light on for me, Rich. I appreciate you reaching out. Thank you. It's funny because I've never met you. We only know it from the show, and still congratulating and everything. Thank you.
I played ball with Jimmy for years, and goddamn, like long time ago. I mean, I started out with Jinx, Prime Time, and
Oh yeah. So where are you living nowadays? Are you in Arizona?
Yeah, I'm in Arizona. Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing out there? What are you working, or what's the move for? Just to get out of the cold weather?
I'm retired, and I went into the painting business and whatnot, and just trying to stay afloat, brother.
So when you played softball, back in the day, talk to Donnie or tell the fans how well the commitment was and what that meant compared to what we're seeing now.
The commitment now compared to back then, we didn't miss for fantasy football drafts. We didn't miss for nothing. I started out, my mom, dad never seen me. I would come home from work and I'd go play in park leagues, Wentworth, whatever, local parks with my friends. And then, Jimmy, you go out to play Mount Prospect for the 10, 11 o'clock game that never ended until 1, 2. And then you're in the parking lot drinking. And then you come home and you did 5 days, 6, 7 days a week with the tournaments.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
That's how it was. You didn't, and you were there. You didn't miss for. I mean, I lost a lot of girlfriends and bullshit just because it's like this is what I want to do. It's like get on the page or go home.
Right, right. No, I get it. I completely understand. It's funny because I think when people played back then, it just you take out social media and it just you that's where you met people was the field.
Exactly.
You know.
You didn't know anybody. We didn't have cell phones and all that back then in the days. I was
No.
me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I
You
mean,
got a schedule on paper and you're like you got to show up. That's how it was.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So Donnie,
Right.
you're lucky, man.
I appreciate it. It's a little easier for me to communicate now, for sure.
It is what it is.
I want you to chat about because we got a lot of people, actually a couple of people in the chat talking about teams that you played for. Roach is saying you played for the Birds.
I played with Roach. Roach is a great friend of mine. I mean,
Yeah.
we played for. I played with Menace. I mean,
Okay.
like I said, lot of park teams we played with. And everybody wanted making their own thing, doing their own thing.
Yeah.
But you met a lot of friends along the way, just in the parks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I met Shane and Denny, and I want to say they were playing with the Dirty Bananas, I think, back then, if I am correct. And that's how I met them. And then, it's weird how you meet people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Robbie Grisano says he played with you on Crush, too.
I played with him with Wallace, and yeah, I mean, softball can be a good thing because you meet a lot of people.
Oh yeah. No.
A lot of,
So tell us a little bit. You played with Big Mick Balestri. I know Mick.
Oh yeah.
Is someone that's obviously is a veteran of the game who's been around the game a long time. I mean, he's going to be a Hall of Famer if he's not a Hall of Famer already.
I think he is in, but yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that being said, it's tell me about how it was your experience. I know he always run teams his whole life, and
back in the day, I mean, Mick is a guy I love to play for. He's loyal to his guys.
Right.
And that was like a huge thing, like he knew my schedule, he knew my work schedule. If I'm like, hey, you know what, I'll be late or I can't make the first game, he didn't sit there and he wasn't one of those guys that was like, I'm gonna bench you, you're getting in the game, he was always loyal to his guys, and that was great,
Yeah. When was the last time you touched the 16-inch softball or played?
I Vegas.
Oh, you went to Vegas. Okay.
I played with Danny Atkins and I'm out there in Lane and everybody out there. It was great, man. It was fun.
I bet, huh?
It was a blast.
What's your effort? What's your effort to play more? How can you spread 16 in softball where you're at now?
We got El Mag out here doing some stuff. Jimmy knows who El Mag is. I don't know if you know who El Mag is, but he does a tournament in March every year out here. Everybody out here is 12 inch. They want to go hit the ball and they want to hit it over the fence. So it's really, really hard because we've struggled to get people. Even when we were short, he's like, well, I got so-and-so coming. So-and-so. I'm like, what are they, softball players? No, but they're good hitters. I'm like, well, anybody can hit 12 inch. Let's hit a softball. It's two different worlds.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Two different worlds.
So, Donnie, El Mag runs the March tournament that we go to. We have a group, CJ and I, we've made it more of a friends trip. There's a lot of guys on that trip that I only see once a year. A lot of guys that we just have a blast. So that tournament's March 7th through the 11th.
Yeah.
For those out there. I know we get some people from Arizona that's watched the show, San Diego, things like that. Al's done a pretty good job with that tournament. I feel like it's not like necessarily the most competitive tournament, but it's a lot of fun. I think we always get like 3 or 4 decent teams out there, but it's just more around fun.
That comes, you know what I mean? And they kind of, squeal away everybody. And then when it first started coming, we got the teams from LA coming in. They had Hot Sauce coming in and Budweiser. And those were the more competitive teams.
Oh, yeah.
The teams were just mediocre teams that just wanted to come out and have fun and be like, hey, I'm here,
Yep. So Donnie, Do you have any questions for Rich before I ask him my last question?
I was just gonna ask him to maybe touch on some of those early teams that you played for, and maybe what's your most fond memory playing throughout the years. What's the number one thing that you take away from 6 in softball, playing with all those good teams?
That I would take away.
No, not like your favorite memory from playing with those teams.
Meeting half the people that I play with. I mean, Jimmy knows you play with Drink, you play with Jinx, you're partying. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's their motto. You know what I mean? The new guys, he's the beer runner. I mean, just great fun times and just meeting it. Like when I play with Prime Time with Richie Bill, we went to college together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just the people that you don't get to see every day on a daily basis, you get to see almost every weekend playing somewhere in the tournament. Like I don't see Jimmy a lot, but he comes to Al Max tournament.
Yep.
And there's like people you don't get to see and just hanging out. It's like the softball community is just so great and what they do. It's just everybody's just so loyal to everybody. It's like funny, it's like great.
They try to stick together for sure.
Yeah, and it's huge. I mean,
No, that's a really good question, Donnie.
Thanks.
Look at you pulling them out of the hat, my man.
I got you.
Hey, see what happens when you get engaged? Your mind starts turning, huh?
That's awesome. So Rich, I know you've been around the game. I know that you just mentioned you're still playing in tournaments here and there. If there's one thing different that we can do today to improve the game, what would it be, or one thing you'd like to change?
To me, I see everything that's going on, and I've been around this for 40 plus years. I would like to see like more 1-2 day tournaments instead of all these 3-day tournaments, because a lot of people, they got families, they got kids, so I think 1 or 2 days less would be like you're doing a dome tournament one day. You probably wouldn't get that in a regular, but if you could do like a 2-day tournament, I think that'd be great. And then like a Saturday night, you probably would get more people, I think, showing up.
Yeah. I'm going to hold your thought on that, because Joey Casa, who's going to be joining us next for the business segment of our show,
Okay.
I want him to talk about the amount of money he made on Saturday in the Melrose tournament this past year because of the amount of people that were out there.
Right.
I heard a story. I want to confirm it with him, but that's a great point, and that'll lead us right into Joey. So, Rich, you know what, Rich? I appreciate it, man. You jumping on, being the guest this week from the fan. So I love it. I appreciate the support. I know Donnie does too, and we will for sure have you on again in the future, my man. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. I appreciate it, Donnie.
Thanks, Rich.
Good luck to you, brother, man. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
So Rich, he's played on a lot of good teams back in the day, and he was a very good player. Always tremendous defensively. Was always a good player. Had a cut ball. Did a lot of cool things that offensively too. So he was definitely. I wouldn't say he was one of the best, but he definitely was very underrated and was one of the better players always on the team. So definitely incredible. So
you can see like how much passion he has for softball.
Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely incredible. So I'm going to send the invite right now to Joey Casa. And I want to lead right into that where he left us off.
Yeah.
Hopefully Joey's still on. I know I told Joey I'd bring him on right around 10 o'clock, and we're a minute past 10. So hopefully Joey is still with us.
If he went away in 1 minute, it's a tough.
I hope. Well, I don't know. Hopefully he's probably combing his hair.
Joey has good hair.
Yeah, he does. So.
Oh, you got a hat.
Yes, sir.
Jojo, what's up, my man?
What's up? How we doing?
Good. How are you? I appreciate you taking time out on your lovely, Tuesday night to join us at 10 p.m. So.
Yeah, no problem. Timmy had to catch me after a 4-hour workout today in order to ask me if I wanted to be on. So I ghosted it for 2 of those 4 hours. I was just sitting outside the gym.
Yeah, I asked Timmy to reach out to you because, as every week we have started the business segment of 16 in softball. businesses that are either associated with the game or support the game or have been a part of any tournament or anything like that over the last several years. So I appreciate you taking time to join us. I really do. I know I have some cool questions, hopefully for you, and Donnie does as well.
Mhm.
So I want to start and just get right into it because Rich Rizzo, who was just on, brought up a good point about Saturdays and some of the things that we talk about. And I heard a rumor that not only did you sell out of hot dogs on Saturday in Melrose last year, but it was more profitable than an opening day at White Sox Park. Is that true?
We didn't sell out of hot dogs. We did at one point run out of cheese for the cheeseburgers. We
Okay.
had we had a backup crew coming in because they were selling at the White Sox game at the same time because it was the Red Sox White Sox, which is usually a good weekend.
Sure.
So they were coming in with backup supplies. We did run out of cheeseburgers. It was insane. The ratio, like hot dog to burger, was a pretty much 1-to-1. We always bring more hot dogs than we do any other supplies because that's, the main item. No, we didn't sell out of hot dogs, almost sold out of cheeseburgers. We did, where at one point look putting cheddar sauce on the burgers instead of slices of cheese. Just telling people, look, we're out of cheese. You want cheddar sauce, you can have that. And then,
Yeah.
so we went a solid 30 minutes of no cheeseburgers officially until they came with more slices of cheese. That was pretty crazy. The Saturdays are definitely nuts. So, and it was more than opening day by, I want to say, $1,000.
Insane.
Which which is insane for a 16-inch softball tournament in Melrose. It just goes to show you that the support that the players give back. And I know that the hot dogs, I mean, I'll be honest with you, Richie Banastoni and I and some of the guys on our team, we probably had a couple dozen hot dogs. I mean, we had the long wait of like that 5-6 hour wait on Saturday between games. And I mean, it was just like the smell and just, they were great. I mean, they were incredible. So I know that. Why don't you talk about your business a little bit and share out there what you do, how it started, where people can find you, locate you, you know, if they're interested in obviously going to get a hot dog, where they can find, tell us a little bit about your business.
Yeah, sure. So I think you asked me to also start with how it started, right? So
Yep.
we started in 2019. Um, Me and my cousin Mikey, we just wanted to enter the business world and just get our feet wet. We're like, all right, what is the lowest barrier to entry? Well, selling hot dogs. Like, first off, there's no more hot dog carts. Why isn't that a thing anymore? It's because the city shuts a lot of people down. It's hard to go through the proper avenues to get it done. But we're like, we could do this shit. You just got to read and do the proper applications, and then, somebody's just gonna say, hey, here you go. It's just getting over the hurdle of doing all that. So
Sure.
we went through the Chicago Park District, and we did Chicago Park concession. So if you go to the lakefront, you see all of those restaurants up and down the lakefront. If you know about Reggie's on the beach over by like 65th or wherever it is, all of those are Chicago Park District concessions. So even when you're a concession at a park like Armour, where we set up for the White Sox games, that's all the same program. So we pay a percent of revenue to the Chicago Park District to be where we are. It's a permanent spot. And you have a contract with them based on how you're doing. Like, you can do 1 year at a time, you can do 3 year contracts, 5 years. It really just depends on your relationship with them. And so that's
Sure.
how we kind of got our foot in the door in the business world and in the mobile food industry. We started doing that. I think this is before COVID. This is before I had the jobs I have now. I was coming from my job over in Cicero. I was working at a beverage distributor. I was getting out of work at 4:30, getting home by 5, getting out by Armour by 5:36, and serving for only like 3 or 4 hours a night. Me and my cousin trying to do prep and trying to run an open hot dog stand every single day, pretty much for that entire summer. And I think that entire year we did 17,000 in revenue. We were barely open every day. People barely knew about us. We are just trying to get our name out there.
Sure.
Um, and then the year after that, COVID hits and there's no White Sox games, but the neighborhood still knows about us. So they still come to us because, again, like, we're a local hot dog stand, and you don't get those anymore. You can't walk up and just get a tamale on a bun. You can't just get a steamed hot dog anywhere. Like, people, you walk into a shop, they're throwing them in the water, they're boiling them. It's just different. Not every spot has poppy seeds, and that they're
Right.
not all doing it like the traditional Chicago way. So we were open Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays in 2020. And we barely started getting our feet wet in the mobile industry, like doing a lot of mobile events, birthday parties, corporate lunches, block parties, music festivals, things like that. We barely had a hand in any of that. Um, so we started doing that. COVID started. We're open 3 days a week, trying to make the best of that. One thing that really helped us was the riots in 2020 because the police officers their like headquarters station was getting bused from the parking lots at US Cellular. So we got lucky with the swarm of cops like 3 or 4 days in a row to kick start the season. So between a lot of luck and a lot of effort, I mean, we were able to keep growing the thing through some hard times. So now we flash forward to 2023 and we got the hot dog cart, but we also still have a food trailer, which you've been to.
Yep.
We got an 8x16 mobile food trailer, and that thing is our bread and butter for the possibilities that are out there. But the hot dog cart's always going to be the baby, and it's always going to be the surprise moneymaker. It's a thing that can get into small places. It can do things that the trailer can't. Um, but we can expand the menu with the trailer. We have shelter, we have electricity, we have a fryer in there, we have refrigeration. So there's a lot more possibilities and opportunities. Um, but yeah, the food we sell mostly ballpark food. It depends on the event. We really do try to tailor our menu depending on the event. So if we go to a brewery, we might partner with a local spot like Ballpark Pub. They'll make us a brisket because they have a very popular brisket and people like it. So they'll make us a brisket and we'll use their brisket to make our smash burgers on Texas
Sure.
toast, and we'll add brisket to it, and we'll get creative with the menu. But for the most part, we try to keep it simple, especially when it's a high volume event like at Melrose, for example, right? Like
Right.
we don't have time to make you a smash burger patty melt when there's 25 people in line. They're trying to get their food and go, so we're just keeping
Yep.
it simple with all the sausages, the brats, the polishes, the burgers, just flinging it, topping it, and getting it out. So it really
Yeah.
just depends, but for the most part, it's ballpark food.
I want to stop you right there. I had someone join the feed right now, Anthony Belcaster. Just so you know, I'm in the banking world. You know that, Joey. I work for BMO Commercial, and Anthony works for our small business team. So if you ever need a banker, we're here for you. And Anthony
Yeah,
Belcaster is one of the best in the small banking world for BMO. So he by far is my go-to at the bank. I send him deals anytime I come across somebody. So if you guys are ever in need of a banker, he's definitely your man. You can reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with him for sure. So, but continue. I just wanted to make sure because I just saw him hop on. So
no,
maybe
that's
take
what
it.
that
Nice
that's
little
what this
plug
type
there.
of stuff is for. Yeah, that's what this type of stuff is for. I appreciate that. I'll definitely take you up on that and getting his contact information because honestly, as a small business, especially in food or mobile food at that, it's not easy to like acquire additional capital or cash flow
Yep.
to keep your thing going. So yeah. Um,
Absolutely.
but but yeah, I mean that's for the most part. I mean that's how we got started. We're located on 34th and Shields in terms of where our permit is to sell by White Sox. We're in a 3-year contract right now. We have one more year in our contract. That's going to be this coming season, and then from there, we can choose to opt out or we can choose to enter another agreement. It really just depends. I mean, if I'm being honest, like last year's sales by the White Sox was terrible, and we know that's a direct result of the fan base because when there's fans in the area. Um, the more there are, the likelihood there more will come to you, right? Like if there's only 1,000 in the area, you're only capturing a small percent. If there's 40,000 in the area, you're gonna still capture a small percent, but it's a lot more people. So they block off the streets to try to accommodate parking, and that really scares away a lot of neighborhood people. They think they can't drive around and park and pull up in front. Like when there's no game, there's pretty much unlimited parking over there. So I could organize a Portillo's drive-through on that block when there's no Sox game because it's just unlimited parking. But yeah, when the street's blocked off, the neighborhood doesn't want to come, and then you also have the fact that there's no fans at the game. So not only does the neighborhood not think they can't get through, there's no fans, so you just make no money. But in the 5 years we've been there, I would say it's really been a big brand builder and reputation for people to come by and see what we do, hand a business card out, introduce yourself, build a quick little relationship, and then move on. It's probably led to so many private parties or events that I can't even speak on because there's no guarantee, but it's just that
Right.
indirect ROI. So
Yeah.
and then now with our big trailer there, you have our QR code and you can scan it and go to our website and
Right.
all that good stuff.
Is there any chance you guys can find a location in that area actually brick and mortar, or you guys want to stick more with the trucks?
Yeah, so I think there's a possibility that at some point we'd open up brick and mortar, but I think what we really want to do at the moment, like in terms of our like strategic plan, is to just really try to focus on what we do well, and that is really just like logistics. Like it's not hard to make a hot dog if you just like put in the effort to do it the right way, according to like Chicagoans. You know,
Yep.
you're going to produce a better product than other people, but then it's like, how do you show up and be prepared and go that extra miles for people to call you back and do an event again? It's the logistics of all of that stuff that we're really good at, and that aspect of being mobile and showing up on time, prepared, ready to serve, giving people what they need, and then beyond that, and following up with them.
Yep.
Just the whole, one-to-one like business operation aspect. We're gonna stay mobile like that for a while. We're gonna make our money back on our investments. We're gonna optimize things with our social media, our content, our website. Teach people how to do it on YouTube, which we've started to do now. And then maybe as the dust settles in 3 to 5 years, consider like, do we want another piece of equipment? Do we want a brick and mortar? Like where do we go next? So
Right.
we got a few years to figure that out.
What about Soldiers Field? I know they have probably over the course of not only between football, but in the summer, they probably have 40 plus events over the course of the year. Are you guys able to go over there?
Yeah, yeah.
Because it is
So
Park
it's
District, right? It's the Park
yeah. So
District.
it's not that we're unable to go over there. It's a matter of if those permits are already taken. So a lot
Okay.
of those people a lot of those people get in and they've had those permits for years. And it's just a matter of how much does the park district really care to like entrust you with a new location when they've let this person be there for 20 years.
Right.
It's like, do I really want to risk that and not collect my rent from them? That's a variable. And then in terms of being on Soldier Field's property, our 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 sales rep for Vienna Beef, he's like a veteran. He's very well seasoned and he knows a lot of people in the Chicago area. He had a contact looking for someone to sell on Soldiers Field, and we were potentially going to get that for all of the Bears games, like outside of the stadium, but on their property. But Soldier Field, I mean, they just didn't want to have it from a liability perspective of the running propane. And so it's really just what people are willing to do in this city and what we can get away with. With the food trailer, we do a lot of things that are in the Chicago area, outside of being in the city with our actual permit. We go outside of the city to like Oak Lawn and other places like at the hospitals or to serve the nurses or do private events because it's just a little bit more lucrative and easier too to get where you need to go and set up without all of these like blockages, whether it's traffic or just like permits and people trying to crack down on you. So.
Right.
I had a question for you. What I know you may have answered it when you're talking about strategic plan and whatnot, Joey, but what is big picture right now for you? I know you're talking about getting other equipment, getting more people around there. Um, what's big picture that you guys can see kind of in the near future for the business?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that I have learned like an insane amount of skills from running such a small business that you would think is so easy, right? Like, oh, he just sells hot dogs. Like that's like the common phrase, right? Like, what's the wait? It's just a hot dog, right? But they don't understand. What a lot of people don't understand is you didn't roll out of your garage today, like you used to be able to, right? You need something, oh, what's in the garage? Just go grab it. We are always on the go. Even at our normal selling spot, we had to go there from somewhere else. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
So I've learned a lot of skills that have potentially led to new business opportunities. Like as a small business, we can't just up and like pay, a couple $1,000s for accountants. So like I sat and read books and books and me and my cousin just figuring out like how do we do our own taxes? How do we do our own books? I have an econ major and I'm good with numbers. So now it's like I have that avenue of I can help other people with books or I can teach other people how to start a mobile food business. And that's kind of where we're headed with our YouTube channel too, is just posting a lot of educational how-to things to show people how to get started because we've kind of had this 5 years of like going through the ringer to
Right.
have figured it out for people. And for some people who want to start a business because it's their passion and they already have the money, they might be willing to then open up that door for us to get in and get paid to give them well documented material to go do it themselves. So that's like a potential avenue for us as well, in
So,
addition to the mobile food.
Great.
yeah. So I know one person who's going to be reaching out to you. That's me. I'm going to be opening, the restaurant bar out in by the Dome. And so I want to really kind of bring you in one day and kind of show me the hot dog the tricks and the trade, if you want to per se,
Yeah, for
of
sure.
what you can do. I mean, we're out in Shorewood, so it's it's something that we can maybe partner together on and figure that out. But we can talk about that offline. So
Yeah,
uh,
I'd love to come out there. Just let me know.
yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, Joey. Turning our about softball, right? Because I heard that you're not going to play this year. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I basically told Timmy that because he asked me what the situation was, and I was like, I think I just need if we're down, like if there's like nobody could come and like you hit me up and I'm available, like I'm there, like I'm a Cirky for life. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
playing with anybody else. Um, but I'm like I have I'm like Donnie, right? I have a wedding coming up that I'm
Whoa.
trying to like I'm grinding my ass off. I'm trying to make sure it gets paid for. I'm getting married in September. I got this business that like while it's like producing and it's growing at a good rate of revenue, like it has its liabilities with paying for it, right? So we have an off season in Chicago, and that's unfortunate. But there's like a 5 month lull period where there's like barely business coming in. So I'm
Yep.
really gearing up to like take advantage of every single day. And the idea of thinking about like my current personal life situation and thinking that I'm leaving money on the table to like not give to give up that Saturday event because like I needed to work it or something to play softball. It's just I have to put that above as a priority for 1 year, and then I'm planning to come back and get back into it. But I just gotta, do what I have to do for a season and really make sure the business gets where it needs to go.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, Donnie and I will definitely try to do whatever we can to help you grow your business. I mean, that's what we're here for. So any material, anything you want to share, send to us, please do. We are continuing to do this very similar stuff with you, grow our page, grow our views, grow everything with softball, connecting not only in Chicago, but out of Chicago too. So I think it's a win-win for everybody, right? And that's why we do this. So.
Yeah, this is a cool segment.
Yeah, this is great. This is great. I appreciate you guys having me on too.
Yep. So,
So
Donnie, do
the
you have any
last,
questions?
yeah, the last one I had, Joey, how do we get you and your business involved in softball more? How do we get you out at tournaments? How do we get, I guess, the contact? How do we contact you about having you out? Where can we see the business? Where can we go to find some information on it?
Yeah, so I mean, you can go to morethandogs.com, which is
Okay.
gonna take you to a number of different places. You'll find us on social media, Facebook, we're More Than Dogs, Instagram, we're More Than Dogs, Twitter, we're More Than Dogs. You can message me personally on Facebook. You'll find our contact info too on our website or catering page. If you fill out an event request, we'll get a notification. You can email us, info at More Than Dogs. I'm Joey at morethandogs.com. So there's a number of ways to just get in touch with us. And in regard to the softball events, it really just depends on the venue too, right? Like Melrose was happy to have us. We are happy to be there. Um, the the Melrose tournament in August, like we'd love to do that. There's just certain places that already have their concessions and probably don't want to give up that money, which makes sense. And it's just also a shame at the same time because I think some of these venues do not the greatest job. And like when I come in, like it's my name on the line too, right? People know me and they know that I'm also the one who owns it, so I'm not going out there to like do a bad job. It's always going
Yeah.
to be the best job I could possibly do every single time. So that's why it would be great to like just be like, hey, we're handling every softball tournament because it's good for me, it's good for everyone. But at the same rate, like if you're at the pavilion at Oak Lawn, like they have their concessions, they want to make their money, and that's perfectly okay too. So whatever we can get in, we'll get in.
Yep. Sweet, man.
Oh yeah. That's great. I mean, we'll definitely keep our ears open for opportunities for you for sure. I know some new tournaments coming around this year, so hopefully we'll see how that pans out, and who knows, maybe we can get you guys in. So I'm going to ask you this question. It's a question, obviously, if you watch the show, we ask every question. This is the final question. If you've played softball now for a handful of years, I know you're one of the younger guys. But what would you like to see different right now in softball? If either different or something to start new to help improve the game.
Well, as I watch some of the previous people and you guys talk about commitment, I think that the commitment thing is important, and that's like a big reason why I'm not why I'm saying, hey, I'm telling you right now, I can't commit this year and I want to step back. Because
Right.
in the past, when I didn't know what I was getting myself into with the business and trying to make it to softball and trying to manage it all and realizing like, hey, I'm stuck in traffic because I just left my business and now I'm on my way and I'm gonna miss the first inning or something. I feel like absolute shit when that happens or when I have to miss because of that. It sucks. And it's funny because to some people it's like, oh, this is just a recreational sport. It's not a big deal. Well, like to me, it's a big deal because I said I was going to do something, so I want to do it. And whether it's recreational, whether some people take it serious, whether it's do or die in the field, if you told 12 other people that you were going to be there, then you should be there. And so whenever I wasn't able to uphold to that, like I felt like shit.
Yeah.
And I would love to see that just improve in general, like from me, from everybody else, regardless of age. Like if you said you're going to be there, just do your best to be there. The only other obligations that you could like really go over that is your family, right? Like if you really can't get out of something, then that's a priority. But
Right.
that would be the one thing that I'd like to see get better.
Yeah, no, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, commitment is only going to improve every aspect of softball. So, um, Joey, I appreciate the time today. I appreciate learning your business. Like I said, we can help you in the personal world and get you, to achieve some of those goals that you have in the future, whether it be through banking or just promoting your business. So thank you so much for joining us. I know, Donnie, you appreciate it too.
Heck yeah, man. Let's sell some more let's eat some more hot dogs, dude.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So, all right, Joe, man, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Joey.
Well, that brings us down to the last probably 5 minutes here. I know we
Yeah.
talked early in the show
Yeah.
about Rumor Mill, but
Yeah.
before we get to Rumor Mill, I think tonight's show has been absolutely fantastic. From
Still.
Timmy to Richie to Joey,
Yep.
in regards to everything
More than
uh, that we have talked about. We've had some laughs. We've talked business. We talked history. So I think it's been awesome from that aspect. So
man, it was a fun show for sure. Like different personalities, right? It's cool to see people. It was kind of all over the place today, right? Going out
yeah,
to in Arizona and what he thinks of the game now compared to how it was in the past. And now Joey's, he's a softball player, but we probably talked the least amount of softball out of every guest we've had with him. He just had so much cool stuff to say about the business.
yeah. I mean, and that's really what we want the business segment to be, right?
Yeah.
So I really want him to promote his business, help um, wherever we can in the softball world. And I think Richie Rizzo said it best tonight: is the softball world is kind of a really small community in some
Yeah.
ways, but in a lot of ways, it's a large community, and we always there to help support each other. So whether you dislike somebody or not, I think that's the cool thing about it, right?
Yep.
So,
I'm with you.
let's hop into rumor mill, my man. I know you said you had something really quick
I
on
got
the
some.
rumor mill side.
I got. I think Dynasty they got Vince Finelli. If you're familiar
Oh,
with Vince Finelli is going to go play with Dynasty, and then a kid from Snappers they added Mikey Mays Jr.
okay.
So a nice bat for them. And Finelli maybe pitch a little bit when Spaghetti's not there. I know Vince is a good pitcher. Just hasn't really been around the major softball scene in the last couple of years, if I'm not mistaken.
He
But
played on Players Inc. last year.
Players Inc. a little bit, yeah. Um, but those are nice pickups for them. And then Signature made another move.
Oh, nice.
Have you
Who
heard
did
about
we
this?
add?
We added Chris Jordan.
Chris Jordan.
He
I don't
played
know.
he played center field for us in our scrimmage game.
Oh, okay. The lefty.
Yep,
Okay. Now, was he on Menace previous years?
correct. Yeah, he played with Menace, played a little bit of first base with them. Fantastic ball player. I love him. I play with him previously. I tried to recruit him for the last like 4 teams I was on. So finally, it was more the guys around me than me that kind of made the move. And Sal and Jeff talked to him and we made it happen. So there's another nice addition to our team and a guy that can play a couple different positions.
Yeah, and I have a little bit of a rumor mill because last week we talked about the Demons folding, and
Yes.
now this week I hear they're back as a team. So I don't know what's going on in the Demon world, but
Oh boy.
uh, it's kind of crazy. I know Dave Cobb, he's a Demon. I see him just jump on the feed. But that being said, I don't know what's going on. So hopefully next week someone from the Demons can join our show
Yeah.
and maybe touch a little bit about what's going on. So I heard it. as of last Monday, they were done, and then I heard something changed throughout the week. So God knows where we're at. So it would be, look at Danny Graff trying to be butter
Yeah.
up to you
Let's
with a
go.
big
I need
2-out hit
that.
last
Let's
week.
go. It's true. He's right.
So
Thanks, Danny.
all those balls you hit off the dome for hits. Yeah, I know.
Those are
Those don't outside.
legitimate
Those are
hits.
pop-ups against your good old man, right? So, but that being said, I mean, who knows what's going on with Demons, and I think it's incredible. So, but before we hop off, and I know we're just up on 10:30, and I know we want to end up mostly all the shows by 10:30. I want people to make sure they join the page, like the page, follow the page. We have a lot of cool stuff coming in the future, not only about improving the game, but also just about businesses and things like that. So continue, guys. Go to our page. Invite all your friends to our page. Do that stuff. We're also on YouTube. Donnie, I know you said you're going to create I believe, a TikTok for
TikTok.
us
I'm
and
trying.
get that going.
Yep.
So, guys, like we're in this for the long haul. We're looking to continue to bring value to the game, continue to grow the game at a much better pay. How about by the way, now that I'm talking about growing the game, how about the text message email that we got about the canned goods for the Marshalltown clincher? I thought
Oh,
that was awesome, right?
that's
He
really
wants
cool.
us to continue to promote that, so we will definitely promote that as time comes.
Yep.
They run a canned food, basically donation at the Clincher Classic on that Saturday. So those people out there, try to bring as much canned food as we can. I know Team Jagoff last year, Robbie Garzano stepped up, went to the store for us. We all pitched in, and we were able to supply, I think, $100 worth of canned food, which was awesome. So, Robbie's asking in Rumor Mill, what about the iron pickup? So,
Yeah.
just to finalize, CJ,
Joe
Joe,
and Chop.
Chapo are
Yep.
all went to iron. I know that Johnny Beckman is taking a little bit of a step back. I think he's went to more of an on-call guy, from what I've heard. Obviously, he's got family, kids, things like that, so I totally get it. And then I've also heard that they're looking to bring back, and I'm losing track on his name. One of their better players from the years past, who's a lefty, batted 3 for them. I can't think of his name. I know we talked about him a couple weeks ago as well, but supposedly he's going to be coming back as well, more on a full-time scale. Maybe he was on the team last year, but wasn't fully committed. So that's what I've heard, and that's what I think is going on with Iron.
It'll
So
be good. Iron will be good and competitive as always. I know, Beckman was there a lot last year and pitched fine for Iron, but when he's there, he'll be in the lineup, and CJ will do a nice job holding down the mound. So
yep.
I like those moves for them, and I know they were out at the Dome during the A tournament, and they
Yep.
kind of had a skeleton team of what they will have during the summer.
Yeah. So, but awesome, man. Well, I've got nothing else, Donnie. I appreciate it. Obviously, we always have fun. I believe tonight was episode 25 or 26, so I have to go back and count because I think I lost count.
Yeah, I think it's
But
26.
I think it was 26. So we'll continue doing this, man, and we'll start searching for our guests next week.
Yeah, exactly. Jim, thanks so much, buddy. I'll talk to you.
Hey, man, talk to you soon.